Hello and greetings, everybody. Welcome to another Rated Awesome review show. Welcome to part 2 of our Halloween Horror Movie Fest 2018. I am your host, Rata, the furry king of awesome. As you can see, it's Halloween up in here. And this time I'm dressed as legendary comedian, vaudeville superstar, Groucho Marx. Waza Waza. If you haven't checked out our bottom 5 of the horror movies this season, you can still do that right now. Part 1 also features the same animal critics you'll see later on in the show. Then we go from number 10 to number 6, and between you and me, you can totally discount not seeing the movies itself. Just watch the reviews in case you want to have the gist of seeing it. Maybe we talk you out of it, maybe we talk you into it, maybe you totally disagree with it. Let us know in the comments below. We'd like to hear from you. Still coming up later in the show, we will unveil the movie that you should definitely not see just for the sake of your morality. So you're not going home and crying and screaming in the corner or slitting your wrists or hurting others, because that movie just might make you do that. We'll unveil that shocking, disturbing movie later on in the show. But now let's kick it back up with number 5. I'm going to bring up one of my best friends, the critic I do most of the reviews with, my brother from a prehistoric lizard mother. It's Trevor, the Stoner T-Rex.
Yeah, dude, I'm back. Alright, let's do it. Let's talk some horror, man.
Alright, it happens to be the 11th in the franchise. It's the brand newest movie on our list. It's Halloween, the 2018 version. Not the original 1978 version, and not the Rob Zombie remake. Both called Halloween to totally confuse you.
Yeah, that is a mistake, dude.
This time directed by David Gordon Green, usually doing dramas and comedies. Also co-written by him and Danny McBride, the hilarious actor, although he doesn't actually appear in this movie at all.
He brought some of the comedy, but also I felt some of that was misplaced.
But still, it was scary, and they had some nice moments, like when the lights turning on and off in the field. I know a lot of Halloween fans are really satisfied by it, and they thought it was a really good movie. I thought it was just so-so.
I've never been a big Michael Myers fan anyway. I don't really get his motivation.
Yeah, it's really confusing because he's supposed to be like a zombie, pure evil guy, right? But he also is kind of maniacal and mischievous. He hides from his victims. He dresses up the victims as ghosts. He hides them in different places for other victims to find them.
Isn't he supposed to be like retarded?
Don't say the R word. Yeah, he might be mentally incapacitated.
To me, it's kind of interchangeable with the whole Friday the 13th Jason Voorhees thing. Is he a retard then?
You gotta stop saying the R word, man.
My bad, dude.
This one, we get kind of the Terminator angle to it. Jamie Lee Curtis is back as Laurie Strode from the original and like the second one as well. She may or may not be his sister, but she's the ultimate victim who got away. Prepared her whole life for this. That part was interesting. I like most of the teenage characters and stuff. I mean, I thought it was just okay. It was fine.
But it's good to see that marijuana was here and the teenagers got to smoke it up sometimes, eh?
Well, at least that's accurate, right? That's the time to get a green thumb, so to speak.
I'm green all the time, man. Ha ha ha!
There were a couple things that saved this for me. There was a little bit of twist in there. Some people don't like it. I wanted them to delve a little further into it. And bar none, the little black kid that's being babysat is definitely the best character, and I want to see more of him.
He was funny and smart. And his babysitter also made one of our horror harlots 2018.
There's still some logic problems. Some of the victims go the wrong way. They don't fight back enough. They don't kill him when they have a chance. There'll be more sequels. This movie is doing a real killing at the box office. It's made $159 million domestic and $253 million worldwide. We were giving you all the nationwide domestic box office totals for the movies.
And that includes, what was that, a $76 million opening?
That's right. That was one of the biggest R-rated October openings ever. And I'm glad that's happening in horror.
They did a good job for the fans. I mean, I liked some of the callbacks. You can see some of the shots very similar to other Halloween movies. They gave homages to a bunch of them.
Well, that's the least they could do after totally discounting all of them except for the original. I'm just more a fan of if it's going to be slasher, it's going to be smart. For that reason, we're going to give this movie 3 stars. Rated cool. Well, moving on to number 4, let's bring in some fresh meat. We've got a couple of new critics. You saw them a little bit in the last video, and you might see them on Stardust. Follow us there. 30-second reviews as Rated Awesome.
You can catch some of the other movies we don't review all the time, right?
Totally. Let's bring Horvath, the horny hippo, and the youngest apprentice here is Geo, the punk giraffe.
Yeah, dude, smoke it up for them.
We'll be back later on for another review.
Peace, y'all.
Well, hi, everybody.
Hello, my friends. Alright, we're doing number 4. Let's get on with it. Let's keep it going for a horror movie that Rata talked pretty extensively on. One of our past reviews, you can see it right in the link here. It's The First Purge. Yeah, and I'm a big fan of the Purge series. I mean, a pretty interesting concept. Murder and all crime, including rape and pillaging and stealing, graffiti even, are all legal. It's a real smorgasbord for heathens and ne'er-do-wells. It's a pretty scary time if that was real life, huh? And unfortunately, it's becoming closer to reality with the clown in the White House. Well, let's not get all political. That's for political party animals, which we're not really a part of. Although you can see it right here on this very same channel. So this is the 4th movie in the Purge series. And it goes all the way back to the origins of how the Purge came about as an experiment to get rid of black people. And this one kind of beats you over the head with that message even more than Purge election year. And you can applaud them for having most entirely black cast. But you can also kind of slap their hand for making all the white people being Nazis and KKK members and hunting down all the black people like they're the only rich ones. But I guess that's kind of true. Ilan Noel really shines as the big-time hero / drug dealer. Well, he did an amazing job, and the rest of the cast was fine too. A couple of dumb characters here and there, but the lead woman was smoking hot as well. Another one of our horror harlots 2018. Marissa Tomei unfortunately didn't have enough to do in her part. We generally like this movie, but maybe just below or on the threshold of actually recommending it. Well, I would recommend it. We're gonna give this 3.5 stars. Rated enjoyable. I'm looking forward where they go. The proposed 5th one will probably end the series and probably end the Purge as well. Although they've kind of already crossed that kind of water before. Make the villains, really stand out, not just have one scene or so. Yeah, like this horn guy is not even a villain. The real villain with the Freddy Krueger claws really didn't use that very effectively. The Purge will press on, and this one made $69 million nationwide. Whoa, 69, my favorite number! That might be so, but don't be such a stereotype. Pshaw! I would never dream of being a stereotype, huh? Italian giraffe, and I happen to just be Italian, but that's not in my title. Alright, let's bring it back to the veterans. Let's hear it for Rata and Trevor. Hooray!
And we're back.
Yeah, man, the gruesome twosome back in effect, dude.
Alright, sure, I'll let you slide on that one. The gruesome twosome, because it's the Halloween Horror Fest 2018. And now we're into our top 3.
Now, I heard a lot of bad things about this movie, but we still kind of dug it. At number 3, it's Cloverfield Paradox.
Yes, I'm not sure why all the hate comes from it. I mean, this movie is definitely far from perfect. We still really enjoyed it, though. We love sci-fi movies, and we love the Cloverfield franchise in general.
Yeah, but I wish it got a little bit closer to, the roots of the alien invasion. This movie had almost nothing to do with aliens, kind of like how 10 Cloverfield Lane also had little to do with aliens.
That's true. I wish there was more of the Earth part.
Cloverfield monsters are kind of shoehorned in there. I'm looking forward to a proper Cloverfield follow-up.
Until then, this is what we have. This one takes place almost entirely in a spaceship, and it has a nice ensemble cast. Chris O'Dowd, David Oyelowo, however you say it, Gugu Mbatha, a lot of weird names on this one, Elizabeth Debicki, and a few others. A good foreign cast. Would have been helpful with a little bit more tighter script, I think.
Yeah, this movie is kind of like Event Horizon Light.
Oh, I can definitely see that.
Yeah, and I gotta say, this is almost not a horror movie.
Oh, pish tosh, I believe it is. It's horror, action, thriller, sci-fi. It's a mixed mash of different genres.
Well, some crazy shenanigans are going on in the spaceship, trying to get some more energy or something.
And then they zap into different dimensions, and then they have kind of a weird twist in there as well. Definitely worth watching more than once to get a whole gist of it. But there's some cool ideas about space and time and differing dimensions, and it's all really cool stuff.
We think it's worth your time, and it's on Netflix. How easy is that, man?
Oh, the easiest, yeah. It was a big hubbub when this debuted on Super Bowl Sunday, right after the game.
Well, the story is that they actually dumped it there on Netflix.
Well, it's impossible. So there's no actual box office receipts. It's purely on Netflix and available for you to watch it right now. We're going to give this 4 stars, rated excellent.
Alright, man, let's up to number 2. Back to the new school. It's Geo and Horvath.
Alright, Trevor, I'll see you later, man. That's it for you. It's all here for Trevor, the Stoner T-Rex.
Yeah, thanks, man. Chill, dudes. Alright, we're back. Hey, everybody, did you miss us? We're back. It's time to get a little cuddly. Bring the family, bring the kids for number 2. It's Goosebumps 2, Haunted Halloween. Oh, yes, and this is a movie for all ages, not just the little ones. It's good for horny hippos as well. Because we got Smoking Hot Elite member Madison Eisman as one of the leads. That's true, but this is also kind of a fun little franchise with a lot of crazy creatures and magical enchantment. Tomato, tomato! So this is a continuation from Goosebumps, the original, which is also a kind of amalgamation of a bunch of R.L. Stine creations. Well, Slappy, the demonic magic not-so-evil dummy, is back and wreaking havoc again in a small city with a little group of friends called Junk Bros finding him and then taking him home, and then mischief and mayhem begin. Exactly. See, Slappy's not a bad guy generally, but he becomes kind of a power-hungry freak after being scorned. It's kind of similar to the original, so if you like that one, you'll probably like this one as well. Jack Black, who was the star in the first one, is barely here at all. He was also, I believe, the voice of Slappy in the first one, and this time you might think he is, but actually he's not. Well, what do you mean? It's just that a voice actor who sounds a lot like Jack Black plays in the Kung Fu Panda TV series. He does Slappy here.
Did you miss me?
Well, that's a talented guy. Fooled me, I thought for sure it was Jack Black. Well, then you're wrong. This also has the fat nerd kid from It and a black sidekick. Well, that's a little bit disparaging. Yeah, the kids were fine. I also had a couple of nice cameos, like Ken Young's in there for a little bit. He said it's good for everybody. Keep you in a Halloween spirit. A lot of cool creatures. They're kind of taking over the city. And then Jack Black and the kids have to try to stop them. Yes, well, we won't spoil it too much, but Jack Black's a little bit unnecessary here. So it'll be interesting to see if he's in the sequel. It's made $47 million here in the United States. So we'll have to see if there's more in the franchise. Well, the real star is Slappy. He's a fun little puppet. We're gonna give this 4 stars. Rated excellent. That it was. It was a harmless little movie. A little fun, a little funny. And we got sexy Madison. Alright, you said that enough. Alright, well, I'm gonna get out of here for number 1. The boss is gonna step in. Oh, I don't know if I can do that. I have not been very much with Rata. It's everyone's favorite tiger and the most seasoned of all the critics of the zoo. That's Rata, the furry king of awesome.
Alright, I'm back to finish it up here.
Oh, hello, Mr. Rata.
You don't have to call me Mr. That's my father. And his name isn't Rata anyway.
I'm just a little bit in awe of your stardom.
Oh, please. Yes, I am the king of awesome. That's really just more of a metaphorical title. I'm not actual royalty.
Alright, I'll just do my best.
And you're doing a fine job there, Gio. Let's continue on with number 1. A Quiet Place was a major hit commercially and critically. Definitely the only one on this list to actually be our awesome top 10 or 20 of 2018. Look for that later on this very channel.
The Quiet Place was quite a good movie.
Oh, yes. Okay, we'll try a little harder there to be a little bit more smart with the puns. Was directed and written by John Krasinski. It's not his first movie, but definitely its highest profile one. And he stars as a man just trying to survive in a kind of post-apocalyptic world where there are monster, spider, aliens trying to kill everybody who makes a single noise.
That's a great premise in itself and very scary.
And he casts his real-life wife, Emily Blunt, who also does a phenomenal job. He also is very effective in casting the children and even a deaf preteen as his young daughter.
And has a very important role in unifying the theme of family.
Yeah, I really got to applaud them on the actual use of sound. This is a very quiet movie, akin to its title. And there's parts when you only hear the deafness, like the young girl experiences in her real life.
I really like this movie, although I think it's a little bit overrated.
I kind of agree with you there, yes. We're going to give this 4 stars, rated excellent.
It was quite a box office smash. It's one of the biggest hits of the year. It made $341 million worldwide. And nationwide, it made $188 million.
Yes, and there will most likely be a sequel. John Krasinski is in talks to write it and maybe even direct it. I think it'll be cool to revisit this world and maybe some of the other surviving families.
It was way more satisfying than It Comes at Night. That movie was decent. I'm gonna give that 3 stars. It was well acted and directed, but unsatisfying in the way it delivered the monsters. Yeah, this one had very good CG and some really tense scenes throughout.
Yes, it certainly did. Well, if you won't mind, let me get to the stage by myself, and I will see you later, Gio.
Alright, thank you for having me very much, sir.
Alright folks, I like this costume a little better, a little easier on the head. I'm here to warn you about the movie you definitely should never see. Make sure you're a friend and keep others away from it as well for the sake of their very soul. Comes out in limited release, or maybe never, on December 28th. Brought to you by weird freak director Lars von Trier, who makes really disturbing movies like Antichrist and bad ones like Dogville. Pretty much the only one we've seen. We stay away from his weird stuff because it's just bad and incoherent. And also very just sick and twisted. This one is called The House That Jack Built. It stars Matt Dillon as a serial killer, very prolific one, who just has joy and love of killing people. And also stars Uma Thurman as probably a victim, as well as a bunch of other ladies and men. And just, it's terrible. It's kind of like Henry, the portrait of a serial killer. And you may be inclined to watch that if you like those other ones. And in that case, please stay the hell away from me and my family. The trailer is up on YouTube and other places, and it shows some of the killing, so it has some definite spoilers. It seems like a real dreary, terrible, no enjoyment at all. It's not cool like American Psycho with a nice script. That's our public service. Don't watch it, you've been warned. There's a few other movies we didn't get to see this Halloween season, like Hereditary here. It's very good, one of the better ones of the year. We kind of stayed away from it for a while because it looked kind of disturbing, so we'll eventually see it. We also unfortunately missed Hellfest, which we really wanted to see because it's a slasher set in a kind of Halloween Horror Nights theme park. And I'll tell you real quickly that the one we're really looking forward to comes out November 30th. It's Anna and the Apocalypse. It's said to be kind of a Shaun of the Dead meets La La Land because it's a zombie musical. That's right. Really high hopes for that. I think it's going to be one of our awesome top movies of the year. So stay tuned to Rated Awesome to Awful on YouTube, as well as Instagram and Facebook. Also on Stardust for 30-second reviews. We review pretty much every movie we see there, and we're getting more into the editing, actual clips in there too. So a nice little package for you. Thanks everybody for joining us. Please share it with a friend. Tell everybody about it. Get some comments, get some feedback there. We love to discuss movies with you. We'll see you ghouls, boys, and other genders later. Watch a lot of movies and go forth and be awesome!